welcome back to my channel, or welcome back to another episode of the Ramadan series. In today's episode, I wanted to share with you guys an Eid makeup look, just like a look that you guys can create. I know we will most probably spending this Eid at home, and this doesn't mean you can't make it special by dressing up as usual, you know, glamming up as usual. The products that I use, by the way, are drugstore affordable products that you can find locally here in Nairobi. Let me stop talking and let's just dive in straight into the video. So my face is just washed. I'm just too like toned and whatever my face. So I'm gonna do the rest with you guys. If I haven't mentioned the product in the video, it's probably written on the screen here and it's in the description bar. Just to avoid repetitive questions, be sure to check them out. But the next thing I'm doing is just spraying my face with a facial mist. This one is from 43 Beauty, Colourpop sister brand. It's like a very affordable skincare range, so I was keen enough to get myself like their face mist. This is the Mellow Mist that has marshmallow and a bunch of other stuff, which is good for like soothing and hydrating the skin. I'm gonna go in with my facial oil, and I just have like a couple of drops of that on my hand. And then next in, we're gonna go in with sunscreen. Obviously, I mentioned this in a vlog previously. It's the Cooler SPF Body SPF 30 Pina Colada sunscreen spray. It does not leave a white cast, and that's why I really like it. So we're gonna start off obviously with the brows, and I've never really used any like expensive or like high-end brow product because I feel like brows is not something I need to spend money on because most products do the same thing. So I usually use, don't judge me, okay, this is like the Davis number three, the dark brown one. Eyebrow pencil, they usually go for like 30 bob wherever you go, so I usually use this for my brows always. And then recently, well not recent, like for a couple of months now I have been using the Revlon Color Stay Brow Tint in the shade dark brown, 710 dark brown. I've been using this. It's just like a wad, like a liquid eyeliner type of thing, but it's like for the brows, and it just helps me draw like hair-like strokes on my brows to make it look more natural. So I just like brush it out to like soften the brown and for it not to be harsh. Okay, I've changed the settings to the lighting just a little bit so you guys can be a bit brighter. I wasn't vibing with the lighting anyway. Okay, so next up we are gonna prime my face. The Revlon Photo Ready Perfecting Primer. You can find this at any Revlon stand, as I've said previously. So we're just gonna squirt out a bit, and since this is like more like a mattifying primer and it like smooths out, I'm gonna use that in places where I get super oily. Concealing the Revlon Candid one. I don't find it in my shade exactly because there's only 3 shades available in Kenya as of now, which I wish they had like expanded the shade range. But what I have to do is I have to mix 2 shades of this to get my shade. Those are the 2 shades that I have to mix in order to get my perfect shade, because this one has like a little bit of like too much of a yellow undertone, so it looks a bit ghostish on me, and this one is too olive, so it's a bit too deep. But when I mix it, I get like the perfect balance. So now that we have concealer on, we're gonna move on to eyeshadow. I really wanted to feature this eyeshadow because it is a drugstore eyeshadow and it's very affordable, and it has a lot of like nice pretty shades. Although the shades are not that many, they have a good concentration of nice neutrals. I feel like it's like a nice composition, especially if you're like a beginner and just trying to dive into eyeshadows. It has some really good neutrals, a little bit of like pop of color with like the yellow and the burgundy color. I'm gonna start with this one. It's called Berry Ice. Okay, next up I'm gonna go in with the shade Coral Punch. So as I was doing my eyeshadow palette, I just realized I have another drugstore palette with me, but I don't know how much they sell it here because I got this from Bandari Beauty in their February box. And then we're gonna go a bit darker into the shade Love Bug, which is like a more deeper terracotta shade. We're gonna go in with the shade Sugar Coated. It's like the most prettiest bronze shade. I don't know if I've done such a look before on my channel, to be honest, and I really don't care, but we are gonna stop there for the eyes and intensify that later, but for now we're gonna move on straight to foundation. I'm loving a lot lately. I talked about this foundation in my previous makeup video. It's the Maybelline Super Stage and 4-Hour Full Coverage Foundation. I love this stuff. It doesn't feel super matte on my face, although it does say like matte. Is it even a matte finish? I don't know. But I think it's because of the prep that I do underneath. But I've been really loving this foundation. This one was from the 25th Hive. I think it goes for like 1,800. A very light layer of this foundation on my skin regardless, because I just feel like this looks way more natural and way better and less cakey. Anyway, I think you guys know the moral of the story. No cake. We do not like cakey makeup in this household. I like things looking as natural as possible. Up next, we're gonna go in with concealer. The concealer that I really like is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I talked about this. This is what I'm gonna use for my under eye, only because I like the way it sits under my eye. We're gonna go in with powder. Revlon has the air pollution setting powder in the shade number 2. I don't have any drugstore local bronzer, but a small hack that I would give you guys is to use your eyeshadow palettes that you have. So if you have like a nice warm toned brown or like a brown shade in there, you can lightly use that to bronze. That's like a nice little hack if you don't have one. But I'm just gonna stick to the ones I usually like. So for today, we're gonna mix this one, the MAC one, and the Too Faced one. Just I can get like a nice glow, because we are looking for like the nice heat glow after all. I like that. Blush time. You guys know. Okay, so time for blush. You guys know I go hard for these blushes from Sleek. You can find these from True Cosmetics. They go for like 600 or like 800 per piece. And this is in the shade Sahara. It's like the brown one. As the setting spray is drying down, we're gonna do mascara, top lashes. I even like this one on my bottom lashes, but this one has like a very cool one, which I'll show you guys. the Falsies mascara push up. That's what the wand looks like. So it's like, it's curved, so it like follows like the shape of your eye. It's been a very hard challenge because I realized I don't even have any drugstore highlight as well. We're gonna use an eyeshadow. Like I said, sometimes it's all about using what you have and making the most out of the makeup you have, and no one really said makeup is like for one use. You can use, they're multi-purpose, you can use them for so many different things. Work with whatever you have. This is a Maybelline eyeshadow. It's the Expert Wear in the shade Nude Glow. How come I never did this before? How come I never used this eyeshadow for highlight? Because look at that. Do you guys see that glow? Okay, I know what the secret was. The secret was definitely spraying it down, because I tried it with like a dry brush and did not work. Wow. Wow. I really like the way this eyeshadow hack turned out. I don't know, I feel like it's gonna be my new highlight because what? I have two lip looks for this look. I wanted to do like a bright red look in case you're feeling glamorous or you like a very bright look during it, and then we're gonna do my favorite, of course, a nude lip, which I feel like would look super nice with this look. I'm gonna start off with the lip liner. I got these lip liners from Dubois. They were like 50 bob a piece, which I really like. I'm gonna go in with a Revlon lipstick. This is the Revlon Super Lustrous lipstick. Super Lustrous matte lipsticks in the shade Rise Up Rose. It is so beautiful. It's like a very nice mauve nude. I'm not much of a liquid lip girl, but when it comes to reds, that's like the only compromise I can make. And I'm going to use one of my current favorites. This is the Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Mousse in the shade Red Hot, right? Yes, in the shade Red Hot. I really like these lipsticks because they sit like a matte lipstick. They last all day like a matte lipstick, but the finish is completely different. It's like this moussey texture, which doesn't dry out my lips at all. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the final look. Thank you so much for watching, and hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't subscribed already to join the fam, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. I wanna drown myself inside the